Welcome once again to How to Let Go of the Narcissist, where we explore healing journeys and tools to help survivors of narcissistic abuse reclaim their power. I'm your host, Marv Curtis, and today I'm honored to welcome Greg as our guest. He's here to share some experiences in his life and some insights that might help you on your path. Welcome, Greg. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Wonderful. Can you share a little bit about yourself and what led you to this point in your healing journey?
Yeah, I was married to a narcissist for 36 years. Was in a relationship with her for 40. I didn't even know what a narcissist was until probably 3 or 4 years ago, which was the first time that she threw me away. And, I went to therapy, went to counseling, and finally realized that that's what I was married to. I let her cheat, let her do everything. And it's that's how life was, I guess.
Yeah. Are you a typically a sensitive person, kind of wanting to help?
Yeah, even to this day, I always worry about how people feel, what they're thinking, and I would give my last dollar to a complete stranger if I thought it would help them.
That seems to be a common searching element for narcissistic or highly controlling people. So have you had other experiences with narcissism or neglect before this one?
Well, see, I met her when I was 18. First time in my life somebody had ever said that they loved me. My parents never even told me that they liked me, let alone love me.
Oh,
So her saying that to me drew me to her instantly. I did concrete for 40 years. Out of those 40 years, I might have signed my own paycheck twice. I'd just come home, give her the check. She'd do with it what she wanted, pay bills, but kind of find out she wasn't doing that. She was setting her life up for life after me. And I'm stuck with nothing and she has everything.
wow. That's hard.
Yeah, it's definitely tough.
Well, was there a specific moment or realization that you can point to where you decided it's time to break free?
Honestly, no. I, I I would probably still be there. She just threw me away repeatedly. And the last time I was actually had moved away to get away from her, moved to North Carolina. I'd been down there 7, 8 months. I had a son that passed 7 years ago. I had set up a Remember Me app for him. She knew nothing, so I thought knew nothing about it. All of a sudden, she started contacting me through that app and was sending me the most amazing texts on how sorry she was, how much she still loved me, how she wanted things to work out. So I moved back to Ohio. And about a week after that, she was right back in everything. And now I'm up here with no car, no place, and not sure what my next move is. So I didn't really decide. She kind of decided for me.
Mhm. And are you still in contact with her?
I blocked her and her number on everything because I know now, and I still go to therapy. It's never, I can't love her enough. No matter what I do, it's never going to be enough. And I kept thinking if I would say things different, if I would, cater to her more, make her feel wanted and needed more. In reality, it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with her.
And yet it sounds like you still want to help her and cater to her and please her. Or have you given that up?
No, you're exactly right. And it's sad. It's sad. I know what the end product's going to be. I don't know why my mind's like that. I guess, we had 3 kids together. Uh, man, one of my sons passed, and it's that trauma bond, if you will. And because nobody knows what losing a kid's like, but I know she does. But in reality, and this may sound hard or harsh, it doesn't really bother her, which is her. I have never once seen a tear come from her eye ever about anything.
Mm. That's fair.
So, yeah, it's tough. And to be discarded to where, like I said, I worked for 4 years, thrown away to where at one point in time, the first time she threw me away was in 2016, 2017. I had to go, I was living on the street. She had 3 cars. I had none. And I didn't know where to go, didn't know what to do. And it got so bad I was eating out of a dumpster. I didn't know where the resources were for health. I had never needed it. Worked every day of my life. It was definitely an eye opener.
So she had 3 cars that you paid for, and you
Yeah.
were eating out of a dumpster.
Absolutely. Yep. Because
And you still thought you loved her.
yeah, oh, absolutely. And still blame myself. I was the reason, because had I not brought up all the infidelities, had I not brought up how she lies, and like literally, you can see a narcissist do something, but you see it with your, and you know it, and you believe, they will convince you that it's not what you saw. It's amazing. Wait, it got so bad, I paid $600 for a lie detector test. Took it, she failed every question. And still on the way home, it was the lie detector person that gave the test. It was their fault because they asked the wrong questions.
No accountability.
None, zero.
Yeah. And so what keeps you from going back now?
I know what the end product's going to be. And I'm working hard to get back to some normal life, which is all I ever knew. I mean, I literally went from a family of 5, house, car, to eating out of a dumpster. That's how quick life happens. It's a narcissist. And like I said, I went back to her 3 other times, and things will go good for a couple weeks. I think a narcissist really loves throwing you away, or at least mine does me.
A little bit of a power punch.
Yes. And I just got to do better and know that it's not a me issue. I'm working on me, but it's a her issue, and I can't change her. I can't love her enough. No matter what I do, I can't love her enough.
There's this deep thought at some place among people who are in your situation that if you just love them enough, they'll change.
Yes, and that's so true. My counselor told me that a narcissist will make it like a drug. Like when it's good, it's really good. And that's what you're always shooting. So you know it can be amazing. What do I have to do to have it be like that day after day after day? It will never be.
No,
It can't.
it can't be.
Yeah, and that's tough for me because, like, I didn't even know, I had never even heard the word narcissist until 2017, 2018. Didn't even know.
So how do you keep going every day? What keeps you moving?
My kids, because here's a man, this hits home. Lost one son, got another son and daughter. My daughter I haven't talked to in 2 years. Me and my son, me and my kids were always close because their mother was never there. And I would literally go to work 15 hours, 17 hours, and then come home. No matter what, I always made time for them. We went out, catch ball, take my daughter's soccer, always had time for them. But she has manipulated them, twisted them. My son told me the other day, which mended it, how I had manipulated them as kids. Mad yes. I did nothing but love my kids. But she has that. She manipulates them with money. She says, I've never told those kids not to call you. No. But when you talk behind my back and say, oh, look at your dad, he's worthless. Oh, look at these, this. Why would they want to call me? Why would they? And that's all. That's the only thing that keeps me going is my kids and wanting that relationship.
How old are your kids?
My daughter is 27, married, lives in Utah, has 2 kids, and my son is the youngest. He's 25, lives with his mom. And but the reason I bring up my daughter a year ago, year and a half, asked her mom if it was okay to call and talk to her dad. And I'm like, how is that not manipulation? She
I'm 20.
Yes, married, 2 kids, lives in Utah, but she still asked mommy if it's okay to call her dad. She said, I need my dad. And with a narcissist, you will never, ever, ever convince them that anything is their fault. Ever.
Yeah.
No matter the proof. It's crazy. It's the mental that goes in. It just, the hurt is unexplainable. Like I don't have words for it. It just kills me.
So sorry.
Yeah.
Well, if you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice during the hardest moments or at the beginning or wherever, what would it be?
Good question. Know your worth. Know your worth.
Know your worth.
The narcissist beat you down. I had zero self-esteem. I actually loathed myself. I really did. And that's true for doing. And the first time she cheated, which was even before we were married, I should have been done. But growing up the way I grew up, I never really had any self-worth or self-value. Yeah, no, definitely know my value.
Were your parents neglectful or outright abusive?
Very abusive. Mom wasn't abusive, but she okayed dad's abuse. And to me, like I said, my mom died at 82. I never once heard my parents utter the words, I love you. Not one time.
And you've made up for it with your kids, and now she's turned them against you.
Yeah. Oh, and that's what makes it tough because, man, I love my kids. Love them. And my counselor and friends keep telling me, they'll see. I hope they do. I hope they do.
Well, even if they see it, it's kind of as you were describing with your daughter. They pay a price. If your wife ever your ex-wife ever finds out that they're talking to you, they just have ways to make them pay. And it makes it really hard.
Man, is that ever true? And with it's money. That's how she controls everybody and everything. And it's sad. It's so, the hurt that she's put on. And one day, if them kids do wake up, they're going to realize what they missed out on with their dad. And that just broke my heart. Because I feel like I abandoned my kids. Like, I don't know how to try harder, though. I really.
Wow. Well, there are people who are listening to this show or will be listening to this show who really sympathize and probably have had some of these same experiences. If you were going to leave one message for them, what would your message to them be?
Run. Yeah, it's not going to change. I literally went back to this woman 3 times. I would start to get, I get a vehicle. I was staying, living at home at the house, get money in my pocket. Boom, get out. I'm done with you. And I would leave. And there I am. No car, no home. A little bit of money, but you start staying there in a hotel, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
And you speak ever. Just
So how soon after you got married did you start getting those kind of intuitive hits that told you there was something wrong?
like I said, I didn't know what a narcissist was, but I knew she couldn't love me. She had cheated before the marriage. She cheated after the marriage. She is on so many dating apps, if you will. It's ridiculous. But I never brought that home to my kids. I know how I grew up, and my kids were not growing up like this. They, to this day, do not know what their mother did, what she's doing, and I would never run her down to make me look better. So, I got friends telling me, tell them, show them. That's their mom, regardless. And I won't hurt them like that. I just won't. So,
You're a good man, Greg. Well, listen, I really appreciate you taking the time to visit and to share your story. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I know it's going to be helpful for others who are listening.
it definitely is helpful. And that's the thing. Find help. There's resources out there now. Find help to get away, because a lot of times narcissists, it's financial abuse as well. She has controlled every dime in our marriage. And even to this day, that's another way they abuse you. And it's ridiculous. But know your value and find resources and get away. It's not going to get better. I guarantee it.
There you go. Well, thanks again. Best of luck to you, Greg.
Thank you very much, Marv. I appreciate you very much.